Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to sow spinach and Swiss chard seeds. As you can see here, I've grown some of my Swiss chard. It looks great. These are all ready to be harvested. And if you want your Swiss chard and spinach seeds to grow and look anything like this, watch this video. With spinach and Swiss chard seeds, you need to soak your seeds. You don't have to, but it would be good for you to soak your seeds for at least a couple of hours. The reason we soak our seeds is to soften the husks and to allow it to germinate a lot faster. So before I sow my seeds, I want to make sure that the seeds are nice and dry. So I'm going to place them in a towel, a paper towel. And the reason I would do that is so that when I'm sowing my seeds, I don't sow them in clumps. They fall off onto my potting mix nice and in individual seeds rather than in clumps. So I do want to dry them out. I've lightly dried my seeds now. I'll put this away. So I'll put these seeds here. And the usual thing I would do is I have my sowing tray, which comes together with our germination set. And I've already filled it up with my potting mix. As you can see, I didn't fill it up right to the brim. It's about halfway through. And I've also flattened my potting mix, which is an important step. And now I want to spray it with some water to moisten my potting mix. Be generous when you are spraying the water. It is important to ensure that the water is sprayed and that the water goes right through to the potting mix. So this is nice and moist now. I can feel it. The difference is that before I sprayed it, the potting mix was very light, and now I can feel that it is heavy. It has got water in it. The next thing I want to do is, now that my seeds are drier, I just take them and I start pouring it onto my tray and spreading it out evenly, ensuring that each one of my seeds has contact with the soil. Swiss chard, spinach, beetroots all have the same type of seeds. So this applies to beetroot seeds as well if you are sowing that. So as you can see here, I'm sowing it. I've got a nice spread of my seeds. It's got good contact with the soil. And the last thing I'm going to do before I cover it is to give it a nice spray of water again. And then I do the next step, which is the weight that I'm going to add onto the seeds. And to do that, I have a similar tray, which I'm just going to place on top. And then I'm going to use some of my garden stones and just place them onto the tray to give it some weight. And the reason I do that is to ensure that the seeds have good contact with the soil, which is moist, so the seeds get their nutrients from the water. And the second reason is to ensure that when the stems grow, they are nice and strong. So that's basically it. I've sowed my seeds. I'm going to put them aside for about 3 days. After 3 days, I will open them up and expose them to light. And basically that's how you sow your Swiss chard, your spinach and beetroot seeds.